If you cannot do great things in a small way. A famous quote by Napoleon Hill. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mohammed Moshid, Executive Committee member of CA Sri Lanka Kuwait Chapter. I warmly welcome to our second day session on business intelligence and financial reporting using Power BI. As for CA members, please mention your membership number in chat box so that you can claim the CPD hours for this event. Some of you all have joined for the first time. However, for the benefit of all the audience, I want to remind that in yesterday's session, we have learned the fundamental things such as what is Power BI, advantages of Power BI, and how to import data file, shaping data using Power Inquiry, including how to join different tables using merging queries, how to create columns using conditional column options, establishing relationship between tables, further, applications which can be integrated to Power BI, and finally, visualization of shaped data. Today, we are going to learn from the place we have stopped yesterday on data visualization and preparation of dashboard and how Power BI can be used for financial reporting from our resource person, Mr. Kasun Manchanayake. On behalf of CA Sri Lanka Kuwait Chapter, I warmly welcome Kasun Manchanayake. And I want to remind our audience again that we are going to have an interesting quiz competition by end of today's session, and the winner will be awarded with a 30-hour training program on Power BI. And if anyone is accessing this session through a mobile phone, please try to have another device with you for the quiz competition. It will be more comfortable when you are attempting the quiz. So without taking much time, I'll hand over the session to Kasun. Kasun, over to you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So thank you, Murshid.
Thank you.
So, okay. So I'll just share my screen. So yesterday we were talking about some of the basic things, how we can get the data into Power BI, what are the importance as Murshid mentioned. So today, the second day, we can talk about how we can do some calculations within Power BI using the powerful DAX formulas. And then we can move on to the visualization part, how we can create the report, and then finally we can look at how we can prepare some financial statements with Power BI. Right, and after that we have a interesting quiz session where you will be able to join for our upcoming training. So on 30th and 28th we are starting 2 batches on Power BI training, so you will get a chance to win a ticket for that training as well, which is 30 hours, which covers Power BI from end to end, which worth 1,000 dirhams, or is 50,000 Sri Lankan rupees, which we will get free of charge. Okay, then I will, without further ado, I'll share my screen because we have to do a lot. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, so this is the place where we left off yesterday. We brought the data into the Power BI, right? Now we have data about the manufacturers, the products, sales, and the locations, and about the dates as well. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to start some calculations, right? Okay, first of all, I will create, there's something called hierarchies. Okay, when it comes to Power BI, when you are working with data, there is something called hierarchies. That means you can create, like, let's say I want to analyze my data by category. So I am bringing the category field from the products table, right? And I just drag and drop into the report, and you can see the, okay, what are the product categories I have. Let's say under that, I want to drill into the segment level. Then each segment, I want to go to the product level. So I want to create some sort of hierarchy. So if I want to do so, what I will do is I will take the fields from here. So the category, the segments, the product ID. I can take these fields and drag and drop into my report, right? Currently, I'm on a table, but I will click on this matrix visual, this one, which you can see. I'll click on that. So my visualization will get changed to that. So I will drag and drop the segments underneath category, right? Can you see here? Then can you see, guys, now it created something called hierarchy. That means if you go to the next level by clicking on this icon, you can see under each category what are the segments, right? So and then if you drag and drop product again under segments, you can see that hierarchy, category, the segments, and then under segments you can look at the products, right? So using this method, you can create a hierarchy where you can analyze your data in a hierarchical manner, right? But if you want to, like now, if you want, you can drag and drop some values into this value section. So where you can analyze this data in this hierarchical manner. So I will go to fact sales table, revenue, I will drag and drop and put it into the value section, right? You can see now in a hierarchical manner. So this is the highest level and you can drill down and you can see your data, right? So now I will show you. Okay, now you have, I will just drill up this selection, right? So now you have the revenue, right? Let's say I want to show the revenue as a percentage of the total, right? So there is something called DAX measures. Before going to that, so these measures actually we are dividing into two areas. One is implicit, other one is explicit. Explicit means you are writing some formulas and creating those calculations, just like a calculated field in a pivot table in Excel, right? But also you can use this raw fields, which is this revenue, and you can do some calculations. To do that, let's say I want to know from this grand total, right? From this grand total, I want to know for each item, what is the percentage from the grand total, right? So if I want to do so, I will drag and drop revenue again and put it in this field. So it will give me the same value, right? What I'm going to do is I will click on this small arrow. Can you see that? There's a small arrow here. So I'll click on that, which will help me to do different calculations like average, minimum, maximum, count. So by default, it's doing the sum, but I can do maybe percentage of grand total, right? If I click on that, can you see? Now from the total, I can see the revenue as a percentage for each category. Now, if you expand this, you can see for product wise, what's the percentage of the total revenue as a percentage, right? So these ones, these calculations, we call it as implicit calculations. Okay. And then can you see, you can see this plus and minus where you can collapse and expand individual fields. And yes, okay. Then this is what we call as implicit measures. By just clicking on the whatever the values, you can do these calculations. But it's not that powerful, right? So what I'm going to show you now is how you can use some DAX formulas. But let's say, but I want to know what is the last year revenue, and from last year to current year, what is the revenue growth. So if I want to do such calculations, this implicit calculations will not help me to do that. Okay. So in that case, when I want to do advanced calculations, I have to create something called measures. Measures means some formulas, DAX formulas. DAX is the formula language in Power BI, right? So using measures, you can create formulas and do any sort of calculation, right? So first of all, I want to create, even though I have revenue here, I am going to create a measure called revenue, right? So the measures, you can find it if you go to the home ribbon, right in here, you can see home ribbon. So I'll click on that. In there, can you see there is something called measure, this one, right? So I'll click on this one. This will allow me to create a calculated field, just like in Excel, right? So I'll increase the size of that. Okay, I will rename this measure as the revenue, right? So I will just shift enter, jump to the next line. I'm running a little bit fast, as I mentioned you guys, because we have a lot to cover. So it will not be, these 2 hours will not be enough to do all these things. So I'll be running a little fast. So just like in Excel, I'm using a sum formula. Sum of this column, right? In sales table, revenue column, I want to take the sum of all of it, right? So in measures, guys, you are referring to the whole tables or columns. So what I will do, I will go to fact sales, right? Fact sales table, which column? When I type, it will show me all the columns available in my model. I want to go to the revenue column. Okay, I will press the tab key to autocomplete my formula. Then I will close the bracket. So this formula, what it will take? It will take the sum of all the revenues in my module, right? In the revenue column in my sales table. I will press enter. Revenue is already used. Okay, so I have to use a different name because it's already used that name. So I'll just use revenue M just to say that's the measure. Okay, if I press enter, it will create something like a calculator, right? Can you see, guys? So this is a measure, right? If I drag and drop, it will be the revenue, the same calculation as the revenue, right? But why we created, when we want to do advanced calculations, we have to have these basic measures. So even for basic things, we are calculating these explicit measures. So what I will do, I'll remove the revenue and the revenue percentage by click on this X mark in here, right? So now I have the revenue. Then let's say I want to know the last year revenue, right? So what I will do is, okay, I will just drag and drop a filter from the date table, this date table, a year filter, right? By default, it will create a clustered column chart. What I will do is I'll click on this slicer icon. Okay, I will click on that. And then there's a small arrow here, right? Small arrow. So by clicking on this one, what I will do, I will make it a list. Okay, now I can see all the years, or maybe I can make it a drop down as well. So I will make it a drop down. Okay, if I select 2018 now I can see the revenue for 18, right? 17 revenue, 16 revenue. What I want to do is, okay, I have selected 2016 now. What I want to do is I want to know the last year revenue. I want to compare with the last year, right? In that case, I will create a new measure. Okay, I'll click on inside this table, click on new measure, or else I can right click, new measure. I will say last year revenue, right? So last year revenue will be, so there is a function called calculate. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do the calculation because I'll not be able to explain in detail all these things. So using this calculate function, I am going to the last year in my data and bringing the revenue just for the last year. So what I'll do is I'll use calculate. Okay, I am going to calculate revenue, which is already calculated, but not for the current year. I am doing it for the last year. So what I will do, I will say, okay, there's a function called same period last year. What it will do, it will take the values from the last year, right? So what I have to do is I have to refer to my date table, date column, right? This column. So I have to refer to this column here, right? And then I can close my formula, which will give me the last year revenue. So if you want to see that numbers, you can drag and drop the last year revenue into this report, right? So when you are in 2016, 3.6 is the last year revenue, 3.5 is the current year revenue, right? And if you select 2015, you should be able to see these numbers in 15, see, right? Then the 2014, right? Likewise, you can see the last year and the current year. Now what I want to do, I have the current year, whatever the selected year, right? And the last year compared to that selected year. I want to know the year-over-year growth, right? So in that case, I can simply create a new measure. So measures is the most powerful thing. Using measures, you can do any sort of calculations, right? I will write a small measure. So this DAX is a little bit similar to Excel functions, guys. So if you are coming with Excel background, it's easier for you to learn these DAX formulas, right? So year-over-year change, right? What I will do, I have a calculation called revenue minus last year revenue. So this will give me the revenue growth year-over-year change, right? So so if you want, you can, instead of this categories, you can put years into this one, right? Now, if I remove this filter, you can see all the years. So this is the year-over-year growth, right? Can you see, guys? Here, You are seeing the last year value in current year. This is again last year. So you are taking the last year. Now you are looking at the growth in here, the year-over-year change, right? And then let's say I want to know what's the growth rate as a percentage, right? So I'll create a new measure, year-over-year percentage. So to do that, I will use a function, year-over-year change, not this one, dividing by the current year sales, right? Current year or last year? You guys are from finance. I'm not into finance much now. I'm more into that Power BI things now. So, okay. So if I divide this by this, I can see, okay. So yes, correct, right? So now I can see it as a decimal number, change divided by the current year revenue. But there's a function called divide. It will give you the same result, but I will use that one, okay? Instead of this, same result, but this is more performance wise. This formula is more speed, right? It will give me the same result. And then I can do some formatting. I can format it as percentage, right? So when compared to 15 to 16, there's a 10% increase, 16 to 17, 7%. Likewise, you can see the increase in revenue. Okay, then let's say we want to add some conditional formatting for the revenue growth, right? So if you want to do so, you can add some, you can go to whatever the field, year-over-year growth. If I want to put some conditional formatting, just like in Excel, you can go to that field, you can click on this small arrow again, this one, click on that, you will find this conditional formatting, right? So there are a few options: background color, font color, data bars, icons. What I will do is I will add some data bars, right? When I click on that, it will activate the data bars. If I click on OK, we don't need to do anything. It will add some data bars based on the values we have. Likewise, you can do a lot of conditional formatting like icons, different background colors, font colors. Likewise, you can do so much of things. And then what I will do is, let's say now I want to show a KPI, right? So what is my company name? My company is Van Asset, right? This one. Under manufacturers, we have our company. So if I go to my data view, so I can see Van Asset. This is my company. What I want to know is I want to know the revenue for our company, specifically for our company. So if I want to know that, what I can do is I can create another measure, okay, using the new calculate function. Van Asset revenue, right? So I will create a measure using the calculator. I'm going to say, okay, calculate the revenue, okay, just for the Van Asset. So then how I'm going to tell this to the Power BI is I'm going to tell, okay, calculate the revenue when the manufacturer ID, manufacturer name, I think Van Asset, but there's something called manufacturer ID in the same table, okay, equals 7. Okay, so I will show you why I put 7. So because the 7 is the number of that manufacturer. Okay, so if I go to my table, can you see number 7 is the number of that manufacturer ID, right? So in my formula also, I'm going to say, okay, take the manufacturer ID 7. If the manufacturer ID is equal 7, calculate the revenue. So what happens behind the scene? Basically, it will create a filter which filters the Van Asset that will come to the products, then products to sales, and you will filter the sales in the sales table just for that manufacturer. Okay, so that's very, I'm just touching the surface only, guys, because there's so much thing to explain. So in our 30 hours training, we'll be explaining all these things in detail, step by step. Okay, then this will give me the revenue just for this our company, right? I can convert it to a card visual, which will just show me a number like this, 1.29 billion. Then finally, I want to know in our company from total revenue, how much our revenue. I want to know it as a percentage, just to know the market share of our company, right? So to do that, I will create a new measure. Okay. Van Assadel market share, right? That will be, I will again use the divide function, and I will get this Van Assadel revenue divided by the total revenue. Okay. So those are the all the calculations that we're going to do. Okay, so now we are done with calculations. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create our dashboard. Okay, so which is this dashboard. Okay, now we will see how we can create this dashboard where we can analyze by manufacturer by manufacturer. Then you can see the market share and all this country-wise analysis. Now we will see how we can do these analysis within Power BI, right? Okay, to do that, now I'm done with my calculations, right? I'll remove everything. So usually in Power BI, this is the report, we call this as report canvas. Okay, in this report, you can drag and drop and you can create visuals. And if you, when you are in this background, you can go to this format window over here. You can change a different background color, right? And by default, the transparency is 100%. I will make it 0. You can give different colors and different formatting, and you can design your visualization. But I'm doing a small trick in here, guys. Okay, I'm not going to give any colors. What I'm going to do is, there's a trick that you can use. You can design a nice background using some other software like Photoshop or maybe PowerPoint, right? And then on top of that, you can design your visualization. That's what we have done in this one as well. So this is actually designed through the Photoshop. On top of that, we are designing, aligning our charts, right? So what I will do is, I will go to this page background section. Okay, again, I will click on add image. So there's something called add image. Can you see that? This one, right? So I'll click on add image, and this will allow me to add an image to my report. So first one is, we want to start with the market share. Okay, this one. So I'll go to add image, my data. So I'll click on this one. I'll click on open. What will happen? It will bring my image to my report. I can't see it because by default, the transparency is 100%. So I'll reduce it. See, you can see the image now. So this is a small trick that we are following. Okay. So now what you can do is, you can design your charts or the visuals on top of this one, right? So first thing what I'm going to do is, I will bring this logo, right? I have this logo in my folder, which we will share you at the end of this training. And then I will go into insert. In here, there's something called image. So I'm going to insert image, which is the logo of our company, right? I'll bring it. I will put it like this. I will make it a little bit small. Okay. So yeah, by clicking, so on this icon, you can, adjust the sizes, and accordingly you can move it. Okay, I'll put it in here. Now the first thing is done, right? So I'm designing everything on top of this layout. Okay, pre-built layout. Then I want to show the Van Assadel market share in here, right? So what I will do, I will drag and drop my calculation. Now I have the calculations, right? So I will drag and drop these calculations on top of this. So by default, it's creating a clustered column chart, but you can very easily click on any of these calculations, right? Card, and then you can adjust the size, right? Since I'm using a background guy, I always remove the background. So you can go to, whenever you drag and drop any value, you have this formatting section in here, okay, which will allow you to do different formattings, right? So what I'm going to do, you have the category, titles, you have all these things. What I'll do is, first thing is I will select this measure. I will first transform it to a percentage. Okay, 47.42. Okay, then I want to remove this category, this name. I will remove that category. Then I will remove the background. So I don't want to see this background. I'll remove that. Okay, now I don't have background, and I will reduce the size to maybe 30. Okay, then what I will do, I will add a title. Select that. I'll go to title, switch it on. I'll say Van Arsdale market share, right? And I can center my title. So you can do all sort of formatting and you can show it in here. Okay, guys. So the first one is done. I will just increase the font size a little bit, maybe 35, right? So first one is done, right? Then I want to see uh, the revenue by manufacturer, and then I want to show a line. Maybe let's say our growth, we have a, let's say, target of 15% growth. So to show that, I will add a line. So what I will do is, I have the manufacturer names. Okay, I'll bring it here. Then I will drag and drop the revenue right into this. What I will do, I can just always, it's a best good practice, guys. Look at your data first, right? So always weave your data in a table or a matrix format. After that, you can convert it to a visual. So then you know the numbers, whether numbers are correct or not. So I'll convert this into a chart like this, right? And then here also, the main thing is you have to go to the formatting, remove the background, right? And then in the y-axis, I will remove this revenue M manufacturer, these names. So I'll remove these titles. I'll remove the titles from this side as well. Then I can put it like this. Only thing is I need to align my title, right? I can change my title. I can go here. Revenue by manufacturers, right? I can put it like this. Maybe I can put it into the second line. I can make it center, and I can look at this as well, right? Then maybe I can add that line, right, as I mentioned you. So to do that, guys, you have to go to this analytics section. In this visual, you have to select the visual. So when you have selected the visual, guys, you will see these selections surround that, right? Because you have to select that visual, then only you have to do the whatever the changes. So I will add a constant line, which is 15 means 0.15, right? Okay. 15% mean, okay, 15 billion. I think, okay, sorry, I think we are looking at the percentage here. So maybe the revenue market share, this one. So sorry, I put actually the revenue. We want to look at the market share, not Van Arsdale. Last year revenue, Van Arsdale, year-over-year change, this one. Hold on. Here, what we are looking at is 10, 20. Okay, I think we are looking at year-over-year percentage. No, manufacturer wise. Okay, no worries. I think maybe we will look at the revenue. No worries. Okay, we'll look at the revenue by each manufacturer. Then maybe we want to say, let's say 1 million is our target, right? I will go here. I will add 1 billion, right? Is our target. So we'll add a line. 50%. Transparency is 100%. I will add a solid line. Yeah, like this, right? So I can add a solid line in here, then I can show the numbers, right? Then third one, I want to look at my revenue. Okay, I can look at my revenue by countries, right? So I can look at my revenue by country. So to do that, I will create a map. Okay, so there's a visual called map, this one. I'll click here, I'll click on the map. So it will bring this map visual to my report. What I will do, I will bring the countries. I have the countries in my location table, country, to the locations. Then what it will do is it will just show me the countries, right? But what I want to do is I want to show the, based on the revenue, this bubbles, I want to show the size of these bubbles based on the revenue, right? So to do that, what I will do is I will bring my revenue into the size in here. Okay, what happens based on the revenue, it will change the size of my bubble, right? And I will change this map. I will go to the formatting. So this is the place where we do all the formattings. So I will go to map styles and I will make it Arial. Okay, like this. And then I can change the title as well. So maybe I can say revenue by country, right? Okay. Then let's say I want to buy manufacturer by manufacturer. I want to look at the revenue, right? For in each year. So what I will do is I will click on a line chart, right? This one. So I'll select this chart, manufacturers by manufacturer. So it should be the legend, and year by year, I want to look at the revenue. So I will drag and drop years into the axis. Okay, nothing happens. Then I will drag and drop revenue into the values, right? Then I want to slice this revenue by each manufacturer. To do that, I will bring the manufacturer and put it into this legend section. Okay, can you see? Now for year by year, you can see manufacturers by manufacturer, the revenue, right? So after that, I can add something called data label. So I will go to formatting. I will add this data label, switch it on, so you can see the numbers. And accordingly, you can change the title revenue by years. So visualization, guys, it's very easy. Okay. Once you do it, you can do it very easily. The only tricky area is the DAX and the data modeling and data transformation, all these things, right? See how fast I'm doing. I mean, I think it's not that hard once you learn it, the visualization. Okay. The tricky area is the DAX and all these things. And DAX is so much powerful. You can do any sort of calculations using DAX. And then I will do revenue year over year growth by category and segment, right? So I will create this this chart called scatter plot. Okay, so I'll bring it here. What I will do is I will put years to the x-axis, right? Sorry, y-axis. So I have years here. Then I want to see the year over year growth percentage in the x-axis. So I will put year over year growth percentage. Okay. Then what I want to know is segment wise, I want to look at the revenue, right? So to the legend, I will add my segments from the products table, right? And then, okay, I will bring year over year percentage here. To the details, I will add, I have year, percentage, segments, the revenue. Yes, the revenue. Hold on. Okay. Then I will bring the seasons. No, I have the segments here. I have the year by year revenue. Okay. Not year. Actually, I want to bring the year into this side. Okay, I will bring the percentage and the revenue into this one. Okay, now there's something called play axis. I will bring the years as well to the play axis. Okay, now what you can see is you can see the revenue and the year over year percentage like this. Now what you can do, you can click on this play axis, and year by year you can play, you can see your revenue, how it's getting changed. So maybe you have seen on the internet, like maybe, okay, the growth in the social media over 10 years. So you can do these kind of analysis using this visualization, right? Year by it looks like a decimal number. Okay, I will whole number. Okay, play axis, I will drag and drop the year again. Yeah, it looks like there's an issue with my dates. It's looking in a different format. 2002. Why is that? Okay. Maybe I will put months. Yeah. Likewise, I can play month by month or maybe year by year. Likewise, I can put the year fields into the play axis and I can play the values. Can you see my report is getting animated, and you can change the titles accordingly as well. Okay, so I'll stop it. Okay, then finally I will move on to, okay, I will add this title and then I will add some filters as well on the top. So I can click on the insert and the text box, and I can add the title to this report. So I can say this is market analysis. I can select that. I can increase the size, and I can remove the background as well from here. And maybe the font color, I will change it to white, right? And then I will increase the size as well. Okay. Yes, you can see the title like this, and maybe you can add some filters, right? If you want to look at by year, by month, what you can do, you can drag and drop the year here. It will just create a list of years, but you can convert it to this slicer, right? You click on this and click on this arrow list or drop down, right? Then you can convert this into a slicer or a filter in your report. After that, you can do some changes, like you can go to the formatting. I will remove the background, and then I will header color, I will make it white, and the input values also I will make font color white, and the background I will use a different color, right? Something like this. Right. Okay, now this is a one filter. You can select the years from here, different years, right? Accordingly it will get changed, and then you can create 2-3 filters, just copy paste and bring months and quarters as well. So let's say I just want to bring months, can drag and drop month and change it to month. Okay, then let's say we want to, okay, for the time being we'll do just these two. Okay, likewise you can add any control, right? So can you say, guys, now the first part is already done, right? Then we can move on to the market analysis, manufacturer analysis. So it's the same thing. What you can do, you can create a new sheet. So this is the market share, and then you can create new sheet called market analysis. Okay, I will rename it. Okay, so we have like 15 minutes. So now again, I will import the background for this one as well. Page background, click on add image by manufacturer, right? So by default, it is a zero, like 100% transparency. Now I want to do some analysis here. So what is my first thing? I have to bring the logo and the title, right? So I can click on image, bring the logo, and I can adjust the size accordingly. Okay, then I can create a title here. This is should be manufacturer analysis, right? So you might feel like, guys, now the visualizations, so it's very easy, right? I mean, even though it's the first time, once you comfortable with the visualizations, you can do it easily once you learn the techniques, right? So it's not that hard. The only part is the calculations. You should learn how to do all these calculations, right? That is the tricky area. Let's say I want to compare my current year revenue versus the last year revenue, like in a gauge chart like this. So what I can do is I can create a visual called this gauge chart, this one. Okay, and I will click on that, and then what I will do, so there are, I have some fields. To the value I will put revenue because I want to compare the revenue with the last year revenue. So what I will do, I'll put revenue to the value, and my target will be the last year revenue, right? Like this. And you can change the title. And if you are lazy to change the formattings, what you can do, you can take the formatting from a previous visual. You can click on format painter, just like in Excel, right? You can click on that and you can get the formatting to this visual very easily, right? Now this 1.96 is the target, whereas you have achieved 2.93, right? And so likewise, you can compare your data against the targets, like in a gauge chart, or else you can put the revenue target to the maximum value as well, like this. So then you will see the target here 1.96 and your current value is 2.93, whereas you have achieved completely, but any method. So this one is also target will show in a one line. Okay, then revenue by country. So you can put the countries into this, and then you can put the revenue into the same report so that it will goes to the, yeah, I will transform it to a this kind of a bar chart, right? So revenue by countries. So you can see the country by country revenue as well. If you want to show the data labels, you can click on the data labels as well, right? Yeah, then revenue and year over year change by year, right? So let's say I want to show a combo chart in Excel, right? You might have seen the combo chart where you have the lines and the columns both in the same chart. So to do that, I will add a new chart, this one. Okay, so I will add year by year revenue, years to the axis, and then revenue to the columns, right? And the year over year percentage to the line values, right? So now you can see year by year the revenue and the growth as a percentage. If you want, you can add the data labels as well, like this. You can see the numbers, right? Okay, then this one you can add the product category by category revenue and percentage of revenue, right? So you can create product categories, and then you can drag and drop the revenue into this one. So revenue category by category, you can see the revenue, and also you can convert it to a matrix, this one. Maybe under category you can put segments as well, right? Revenue, and then you can put revenue as a percentage, right? How you can do that? You can just go here and you can show value as a percentage of grand total, right? And also you can show the revenue in a conditional formatting, right? You can drag and drop another instance of revenue, right? And then you can go to this conditional formatting, change to data bars. And here there's something called show bar only. Let's say I don't want to show the values, just the bar. So I click on that, I click on OK. Okay, so I have to change the name. Otherwise, okay, I'll undo it. It will update both the calculations. So I will just change the name of this one, bar. So I can double click and change the name in here. Then I will do a conditional formatting, data bars, show only bar, click on OK. Sorry, yeah, maybe hold on. I can undo this. I can bring the measure. I will undo this. Yeah, instead of bringing the same value, I can bring the revenue from here, and I will change it to data bars. Okay, so now it shows the revenue. Based on the revenue, it shows some bars. And then finally there's something called play axis, which will play the complete report, right? To do that, actually it's not a inbuilt visual, guys. So if you want this, you have to go to the marketplace. So there's something called marketplace. When you click on these three dots, you can access more custom visuals. So I click on three dots, get more visuals, right? It will take you like, just like you are getting an app from Android, like App Store, it will take it to the Microsoft Marketplace where you can get different visuals. Okay, so you can see a lot of visuals here. See, so you can search, like you can say play, I think this one, play axis, right? So I can click on this and it will get it. Now I can get that visual into my report, right? Then I can click on this one, I can add it, right? I can take the formatting from this one. Then I can add some feed, like I can add ears, right? Like this. And in the formatting, maybe I can say colors, show all colors. And then when I click on this button, what will happen? Your visual starts playing like this, see, year by year. Okay, finally, I want to do this at these buttons, right? So when you are clicking on these buttons, you want to change your charts, right? So to do that, so these icons I have in my manufacture table. So there's something called logo, right? So if I drag and drop this logo, see what will happen. It's just a URL, guys. Okay. So Power BI doesn't know that this is a URL. So if I go to my data, see, it's a URL. So what we have to do when you are bringing this image, because this URL is relating to an image. So when you are working with these kind of URLs, you have to tell Power BI that this is an image URL. Okay. So how you're going to tell that is select the field, logo field. You need to go to this data category. You have to tell that this is a image URL, right? So when you click on that, what will happen? It will convert these links to a URL, right? Then I will convert it to a slicer. Okay. And maybe, okay, not a slicer. I will just convert it to these images. Okay. Then what I will do is, when I'm clicking on these icons, I want to change my data accordingly, right? So I will make it a slicer, yes. And then I will change it to buttons. To do that, I have to click on this visual, need to go to formatting. In the general, I need to select the orientation horizontal, right? Then it will show me these buttons, right? So what I want to do is, I don't want to show all the buttons, right? So what I want to do is, in this report also, guys, I want to create that the page level filter. Manufacturer group, I will click on this one. I just want to show the top 4 and the computer. So because we have 3 filters, right? Page level filter, report level, and the report level, visual level, right? These are the 3 filters. Okay, then I can see only these icons only. Now what I'm going to do is there is something called bookmarks. Okay, using the bookmarks, I am going to, when I'm click on these buttons, I want to show and hide this visual, right? So then what I will do is I will add some icon, one icon. Okay, I can go to insert and I can add some buttons. Let's say this one. When I click on this one, I should okay, for the time being I will just add this small any button. Okay, this one. So I have to have 2 arrows, right? I will change the color. Icon color, I will change it to orange. This one. I need to have 2 icons. One is this, which should show me these lines. Other one is this one, which will hide. So I'll take the formatting of the previous one quickly. Insert, sorry guys. Okay, this one. And I will change the icon color. Okay, now what I want to do is when I click on this button, I want to show this, right? And again, when I click on the other button, I want to hide this, right? To do that, there is something called bookmarks. Okay, so I will go to view. So I will activate this bookmark and the selection pane. So what I will do is I will select this, and then what I will do is the slicer, can you see there's when in the selection section, there's an I mark, right? So if I click on this one, it will hide it. Okay, so this bookmarks, what it will do guys, it will take a screenshot of your current view. Okay, so I will hide it and I will take a screenshot now. By how? By clicking on add in the bookmarks. Okay, so I'll remove this data and I will rename it as hide. Okay, and I will click on update. Okay, then again I will untick that and I will create another bookmark called show. Okay, okay, now if I click on hide, it will show, right? What I'm going to do now, I am going to assign this bookmark to these icons, right? Select this icon, go to action section. Can you see it here? In here, I'm going to click on a bookmark and say this is hide. Okay, and then I will click on this one also, action, bookmark, then show, right? So now when I click on this one, it will show me, hide me, this will show, right? Then after that, I can select this one. And once I done the selection, I can hide it. Okay, guys. So I know I ran a little fast, but this is how you build the complete visualization, right? I think we took only 30 to 40 minutes for the visualizations, 30 minutes. So that is the visualization part and we are done with that. Okay. Now what we can do is we can jump to the second part of our this 2 days presentation. So which is the how to do the financial reporting with Power BI, right? Okay. Okay, we'll directly jump to that part, right? Okay. So then I will save this one. I will close this. Okay. And then I will go to my folder. And at the end, you can ask your question, guys. We have the Q&A session and as well as the quiz competition as well, where you'll be able to win a ticket for our full training, which will be starting on next week. So which worth 50,000 Sri Lankan rupees, right? So now we are done with the first report. Now I'm going to show you the financial reporting solution. So I have already built this dashboard, okay, but I will show you how to get the data, what is the structure of the data. So this is just the P&L, guys, but when it comes to the building full complete financials, the data might look different, right? So this is what I built from the data which I'm going to show you now. So this is my data. So I just put some dummy data, okay? So I have taken a month trial balance, right? So here, you usually in a trial balance, you are getting the account code, right? Account code, let's say, and then for that account code, you will get the balance, right? So here I'm using all the balance in one column, the revenues and cost. But even if you have the values in two columns, it doesn't matter, we can combine it, okay? So I have taken that value into one column. Likewise, I have from April 1st 2015 till June 1st 2019, all the trial balance, month by month trial balance for each of these accounts, right? So you have the account ID, account code, the account number, and the name of the account, and month by month the values, right? From Jan 2015 to 2019 June, right? Then what I have done is, guys, I have loaded this data into the Power BI, right? So if I go to this transform data and Power Query, so this is how I loaded the data, right? So when I load the data, it will looks like this. Then what I'm doing is there is an option called Unpivot, right? Because I want to get my data, the account key in a one column, name of the account in one column. Then this month by month data, I want to put it into one column, the months in one column and the values, something like this. Months in one column, values in one column. To do that, what I have done is there is an option called Unpivot in Power Query, which will allow me to put the values in each column into rows, right? So I have clicked on this, I have select all these columns, right? With the shift, I select everything and then right click. If I click on this Unpivot column option, this one, what it will do is it will put these column values into the rows. Maybe it's a little bit tricky for you to understand, but what it will do is it will give you this kind of a view when I click on that, right? So months in each rows. Now your account numbers, it's getting repeated, right? See, because you have 20, 30 months. So based on the number of months, you have your month is getting repeated and you can see the month values for each month one by one. Then I just rename it as the date column. Then this is the balance of each month. And then I have renamed it as amount. Okay, so that is how we bring the TB, trial balance data. Then I have a grouping. Okay, so this is the important part. So I have this account names and the account keys. Okay, then what I will do is I have to do this manually, this part. I want to group my accounts using the Excel sheet. You have to group your accounts. Okay, these sub accounts will go under the COGS. These will go under the other expenses. This will go under the insurance. Likewise, as per your requirement. So here I have created two categories, account category and the group, right? So in the grouping, I have mainly cost of sales, general and administration expenses, gross profit, net profit, other expenses, revenue, and selling and distribution, right? These categories. In the account categories, I have these individual categories, right? So your individual accounts, you want to group like this, right? Then when you just drag and drop your grouping, Power BI doesn't know how you want to align, right? So because of that, we want to give this account group index as well. Okay, so the line by line we want to tell, okay, revenue should come first, then cost of sales, likewise. Okay, so this is the grouping that I have done in Excel. So it's in Excel files. So this is the grouping that I have done, right? Then what I want to do is I want to load this data into the Power BI. So I have already loaded. So then I will click on close and apply, right? Then before preparing the financials, so this is what I did initially. Okay, I brought this account grouping, these categories into here, right? The COGS depreciation, not the categories. I will bring the main grouping, right? This one, right? This one in here. So I can see the grouping. Revenue, cost of sale, these were the groupings which was there, right? Then if I bring, okay, if I bring the, I have done some calculations, guys. So I have to calculate, okay, without doing any calculation, if I just bring the value, this is how it looks like, okay? So there is a column called, in my trial balance, the amount column, right? The value column. So I can bring that value and this is how it will show, which is wrong, right? Revenue is showing correctly, cost of sale, general administration expense, selling and distribution, other expenses, but the total is wrong, right? What I want to do is revenue minus cost of sale. I want to get the gross profit here, right? Which is not coming from the trial balance, right? Which is a calculation. So what I have done is I have, so the gross profit and net profit, before I'm bringing the values, it's there, right? See, gross profit and net profit. But since it is not coming from the trial balance, when I bring that value, it's not showing me. Okay, because whenever I don't have a value, it's not showing me. So what I have done is I have create a calculation CP value. See, it's a little bit long measure. Okay, what I have done is I have calculated this gross profit using some formula. So what I have done is, so I have asked the system, okay, calculate the sum of this value of for the revenue. When the account grouping is equal to revenue, calculate the value. Then calculate the value when the account group is equal to cost of sale. Then revenue minus cost of sale, which will give me the gross profit, right? So that is my one calculation, first calculation. Then after that, net profit I have done through another calculation, because after the gross profit, all the other expenses like other expenses, selling and distribution, general and administration, once I deduct all these expenses from the gross profit, I can get the net profit, right? So here I have separately calculated this one, calculate the value, the total value using this calculation, because to teach you this now, it's not easy. So to do that, you have to have the basic knowledge in Power BI and DAX. So that's why I'm just showing you this. But in our full course, as I mentioned you earlier, we'll be covering all these things, right? And then here, so we have calculated the other expenses. Then what I have done at the end, I have used a formula called switch. If the value in here in the report, if it is equal to gross profit, the value in here, take this gross profit value. If it is equal to net profit, take the value in this gross profit minus total expenses. So that's what I have done in using this formula. So that's why I, rather than bring the value, I bring this value into here, which will take my revenue, cost of sale, gross profit, general administration, selling and distribution, and all these expenses. And the net profit is this much. Now what I can do, I can bring, I have created a date table. So in the model, see, just like we created the date table, I have the date table. These are my account grouping, and this is my trial balance, right? So now I can bring the years into this one. Maybe I'll convert it to matrix. See, I can see the year by year revenue, right? And if you want to look at account, maybe each category under each group, you can see that as well. See, under revenue, what you have to have gross profit, then general expenses, right? Net profit, and you can see all these things. And also, maybe you can put the years into the slicer, right? Instead of putting here, you can put it into a slicer where you can filter your years as a list, and then you can maybe I have calculated the last year revenue last year using that last year calculation function which I did earlier. It will not come here. So what I will do is I will jump to my full report. Here I have created that structure. Then these are some KPIs, some cards. I have individually calculated the revenue, okay, using some filters, just like we calculate the van Arsadil revenue. I have calculated the revenue and the gross profit percentage, and then the cost of sales. Likewise, we have calculated individually and we have shown it in here. And here, month by month, revenue, current year revenue, and the last year revenue, right? And we have some filters. Here I have put title, and then here I have calculated the revenue, last year revenue, year-over-year change, and the percentage of growth. Okay, so that's all that I have to explain on this one, because I can't go in detail, because this will, without having the prior knowledge, it's really hard to go through these individual calculations. So what I think what would be better is Murshid, shall we try to go for the Q&A? So I think we have more time if there is any questions to discuss on this particular two dashboards that we build.
Yeah, thank you, Kasun. Thanks a lot for the informative session. I think audience, you can actually ask your questions if you have any doubts or anything regarding this the presentation. So we can ask them from Kasun so he can clarify.
Yeah, because we have a little bit of time, because so we can focus on more questions. So if you have any questions, okay, how to get this, how to get the data, likewise, so I can ask those questions. Maybe you can drop a chat, or maybe you can unmute yourself.
Yes, yes. So if anybody is having any questions, you can raise the hand in Zoom so we can unmute, or you can actually put that in the chat box so we can ask the question. So, Kasun, actually, I have one question in this
Yes.
financial reporting.
Yes.
So, what if I want to bring the budgeted number into this? So, at that time, I have to arrange all the data because budget data will not be from system. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a manual
Yes.
number that we have to put. So, how should I input that number into this?
Yeah. So most of the time we are getting the budgets in a monthly basis, like, or different department wise, right?
Yes.
So we can bring that data into here, and maybe it will be another table, right? Month by month budget. So then what we
Okay.
have to do is, so you have to bring that data as a separate table. Then you have to create this, let's say your budget is on monthly basis, okay?
Okay.
Whereas maybe let's say based on account categories, is it? Like, okay,
Yes.
revenue, but
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah. Account categories. Yes. Account by account categories.
Yeah, then what we can do is we can link, we cannot link it with the date table, okay? So when we have to handle budget, because
Okay.
little bit complicated, there's something called, like, since the budget is not in the day level, most of the time we are getting the budgets in yearly manner or a monthly manner, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
but our transactions is coming on daily basis. That is why our date table is also on the daily date level.
Okay.
In that case, there is something called treat as a function. So when we bring the budget, we are not creating relationship, but we can bring the budget, and then you can create a relationship between the account grouping, okay? Or else not with the trial balance, maybe with the account grouping, you can create a relationship, and category by category, you can show the budget and you can do a comparison. So if it is yearly budget, you can do year wise year. You can within the calculation itself, you can say, so I want to show yearly budget. This is my total budget. I want to compare it with current year value. Likewise, through relationships, we can do that. Yeah, with some detailed explanation, we'll be explaining on the normal class, but without proper data, it's really hard to show you. But in
I'm
our full
sure.
course, we'll be showing that as well. How
I'm
to
sure
handle the
there will
budget.
be a lot of steps in bringing the budget numbers and all, which is going to be a
Yes,
little bit complicated.
yes,
Fine.
exactly.
So, and another thing from my side, in fact, so this P&L is on overall level, I think the on company level.
Yes,
But I believe if I bring the cost center wise or like profit center wise, also I should be able to generate the same thing, right?
yes. Only thing is you have to
If
add
I
that
bring the same.
categorization. Let's say you have company-wise data. So maybe it will be there in the trial balance, right?
Yes.
So in the trial balance, there is a one column called. So for the time being, if I just edit since I have some time, let's say company A and B, I will add two columns. Okay. Mm, 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 yeah, it's really hard to do this one. Yeah, let's say if you have a new column in the trial balance, call the cost
Okay.
center or the category, then accordingly you can slice your data very easily. It's very easy. So once you, only thing is you have to get that in your data only.
Fine. The
So
same
then you
format I
can,
have to.
yes, so into the trial balance you have to edit. So main thing is you have to edit in the trial balance. Okay, it should be
Okay.
there in the trial balance. Then from there you can drag and drop into a filter or a slicer, and then you can slice accordingly because your numbers will get accordingly filtered for that particular cost centers.
Okay. Great. And I have received another question and
Mhm.
asking how to make those dashboard real-time update with data from ERP.
Yeah, to do that, because currently, if I just share my screen, so yeah, okay, I hope you can see my whiteboard, right? So what
Now
happens is
yes.
Power BI currently, you have, there's something called Power BI service, which is the online version, right? And
Yes.
then the one we are using is the Power BI desktop. And then what you have is your ERP or your source data. It can be anything, ERP or Excel or anything, right? So what happens is
Okay.
currently we are bringing our data from your Excel source to Power BI desktop. Then we do something called publishing, and we are putting it to online account, cloud-based account, which is Power BI service, which we are using to share our data with other users, right?
Okay.
So currently, if when you update your source, what you have to do is you have to click on refresh button in your Power BI report, which will get the new data. Then you have to send it to the Power BI service, again clicking on this publish option. But there is something
Oh,
called Power BI gateway, which will create a direct connection from the source to this Power BI service. Okay. Using this Power BI gateway, you can create a direct connection and you can get real-time data directly without any manual interventions. Okay. So I
okay.
will just show you, hold on. If it is not clear, I will just show you. Now we have this report, right? So I
Yes.
will click on this. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll click on publish. What will happen is it will publish to my Power BI service account. There are three versions, right? License,
Yeah.
like the Power BI desktop, and then Power BI service, which we have three licenses: the Pro license, Premium per user, and the Premium per capacity. So I'm using this license now. So I can put it into any workspace, select that, and click on publish. So it will take some time, and it will go to my online account.
Okay.
Okay, so over there I can look at my report now. Okay, this is my service account. So this is how you share your report. When you click on share button, now you can add the email address of anyone or Teams, Outlook, anything. You can share your report with anyone, right? So we had three steps, right? Getting the data from source to Power BI desktop, then from desktop to service. So what we do is that service that I showed you now, we are creating a direct connection to our source data. And we can say every day, every 3 hours, go and check the source data and get updated data, right? So it will
Okay.
automatically every 4 hours a day, every 2 hours a day, go to your source and bring the data automatically using this Power BI gateway.
So you have to set the frequency accordingly. The program will take the data from
Yes,
the
yes,
Power BI.
yes, from the
Wonderful.
source file, maybe Excel, maybe ERP, or anything.
Okay. And we have one more question from Nadish Lakman. He's asking, I heard that there are bots used in the Power BI. How it works with updating the DB?
Sorry?
Uh, I heard that there are bots
Mhm.
used in the Power BI.
Mhm.
How it works with updating the DB? I believe it's dashboards.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. So now dashboard is actually the one is in the Power BI service, just like I showed you,
Yeah.
this one. So this is actually a report. From this one, we can create something called dashboard. So currently, what you have to do is whenever you are updating your data, once you update, you have to click on this refresh button. Okay, once you update the source data, let's say you have added some new data, you have to click on refresh button, which will bring the new data.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, then you have to click on publish to send that new data into the Power BI service. Okay, so that is a manual work, right?
Okay. Yes.
So you have to refresh this and publish, refresh this, publish whenever you are getting new data. But through that gateway, what will happen is we are not doing this refresh button. Through the gateway, we are forget about the Power BI desktop. It will directly go from Power BI source file, maybe Excel or whatever the file, directly to the Power BI service. So that's how it's automatically getting updated.
Through the gateway, the process is getting automated.
Yes, so gateway is the one which is doing the all the refreshes and everything for us. Every 2 hours, he will go and look at the data and bring the new data and update the report accordingly.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I think from that, it's actually making ease a lot of efforts that we are doing manually
Exactly. You don't
nowadays.
need to do anything. So the reports will automatically update. You can just look at your mobile or the tablet. You can go to your online account. So you have to
Okay.
have that license. So then you can look at your data, which is real-time data.
So I believe, Kasun, I think if we require, like we can give the access to our management team to wave the dashboards through
Exactly.
the service, through the service portal,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Because a lot of
We,
companies, what happens is now they are giving because we have a mobile application as well for the Power BI. So a lot of companies, because I have done consultancy with a lot of companies, what they do is they are building their reports and put it in the Power BI service and giving their senior management access to the mobile. So from their mobile, they can log into your account and they can in the morning, they can just swipe their mobile and get all the updates about the company, what is the operations, sales, and everything once you build it.
wow, that's wonderful. That's actually relieves us from sending emails
Exactly.
every
Yeah, you don't
morning.
need to send any emails. So, and you can create something called alerts as well. Like in the Power
Okay.
BI service, it says, okay, if your cost of sales is above like 1 million, let's say you have some threshold or the
Okay.
revenue, or then you can automatically get an email. Okay, the revenue is increased above this amount. So you have to check that. Likewise, you have to get alerts as well.
Wonderful. Uh, Another question from Sifar. So he's asking, do you have any comparative information between Power BI and Netsuite? Netsuite
Next suit.
basically gives all in one.
Mhm.
So,
Not really. I haven't heard of that software.
okay,
Sorry.
fine, fine, fine.
Okay.
So if anyone having any other questions, you can actually raise it.
Okay.
Or
And before, yeah, that I
yeah,
will, yeah, once you're done, Murshid, I will do a small wrap up of everything that we discussed in detail. Okay.
wonderful, wonderful. I
I will
think
do a small wrap up once
that
you,
would
yeah,
be
please
better
start.
before that would be better to before we go for the quiz competition. So everybody will have some
Yes.
understanding on the 2 day session. Right. So I think that's all the questions. I think we can move on to your wrap up and then we can
Okay.
start the quiz competition.
So I will do a small wrap up on what we did. So initially we got the data from Excel file, and we loaded it to the Power Query. Okay, then we do all the data transformation in Power Query. Then we move to the data modeling section where we create the model. And then on top of that, we create some DAX calculations and then some visualization, and then we will publish. Finally, we will publish it into the Power BI service. So that is like a high level what we did in overall. And we talk about the different options available in Power BI, or the different views. You have this report view, and the data view and the model view and all this information. And we talk about the different filters, and also we talk about how to, and in the Power BI Power Query, we talk about, I just talked to you about the unpivot option, and also the how to combine tables using the append. And also if you want to join tables in a horizontal way, there's option called merging. So we talk about the appending, so which is allow us to combine the tables vertically. And if I want to join the tables horizontally, there's option called merging, and that also we can use. And then we created, I think, some conditional columns, and we talk about the Power BI licenses. And just so, and then we at the end we move on to the financial reporting, and we saw how we can perform some DAX calculations and how we can convert it everything into the into financial reporting dashboard. And yeah, then Murshid, shall I just do some introduction about the courses that we are offering?
Of course, Kasun, you can go ahead. Yeah, you can explain it.
Yeah, so this is our website. So, and if anyone would like to connect with me on LinkedIn as well, you can connect with me. So I'll just share my um, profile as well. So I will put it on the chat. So if anyone, so regarding the trainings or anything, if you want to get some information, you can connect me directly on LinkedIn. And also this is our website. So we have number of courses. So on financial reporting, we have a separate course, and also for Power BI, we have a separate course. And as members of the CA, you are getting a special discount. So 20% special discount on this price, right? So that is because this our course is 30 hours full course. So I can guarantee you that this course content you will not get from anywhere else, because check our course content and go through any of the training providers out there in the market. So because I have built this course content in a way a business user who can understand it, right? So we are covering everything from basic to advanced. These are some of the comments from our previous students. And likewise, if you interested to join, and you can let us know, and you can avail that discount as well. And if you are especially from someone from Sri Lanka, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And maybe for the who are based in Sri Lanka, I am planning to give a separate course as well in the future. So if you are from Sri Lanka, just connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Okay, so that's about it. Okay.
Thank, yes, thank you very much, Kasun. I think that's a great news that for all of
Mhm.
us, all the members, getting a 20% discount on a valuable course on Power BI. So, right, we are actually moving to the end of this 2-day session. So now we are going to move into another interesting session, that is our quiz competition. So again, as I have mentioned earlier, you will be getting a 30-hour valuable training session on Power BI from Kasun. So the quiz competition will have 10 questions, and we are going to have this competition on the menti.com platform.
Okay.
So yes, and
Okay.
yes, and Kasun will be able to explain more about the competition. Yeah, Kasun.
Yes. So we have arranged 10 questions. It's all about from the things that you have learned in these 2 days, right? So once you answer this, so you will get each question by question on the screen. So once you answer the questions, you can move on to the next question. So likewise, we will see the way the faster you answer the questions, you have a high chance to get the top of the order in this quiz, right? So who is going to be the first person to ask the questions, all the questions correctly? Not all the questions. There are two things. You have to answer the question quickly and it should be correct. So based on that, it will decide you, the system will decide you who is going to be the winner. So we are not doing anything. So the system will, based on your answers, it will decide you who is going to be the winner of this quiz, where who can win a ticket for our next Power BI training, which we are planning to start on this 28th of September. So there are two batches. So we'll let you know. So from to which batch you can join. Okay.
Great, Kasun. And Kasun, now if you can explain how to enter this platform, how we can enter the
Yes.
menti.com. Yes.
So once you once we share this, once I share the screen, you will see there's a yes, can you see now? There's something
Yes.
called www.menti.com. So everyone, from your browser, you need to go to this website first, okay? Then it will ask you a code. So you have to enter this code, which is 3138269, in order to start this competition. So we will give you some time. So can everyone go to this website www.menti.com and enter this code? Okay. Yes. So one person has already registered for the quiz.
I think for those who are having the second device, it's better to access it from the second device, right, Kasun?
Yes, it's easier if you have a separate monitor because it will be easier for you to answer quickly. Otherwise, when you are using mobile, it will be a little hard because the faster you answer, the chance will be higher for you to get the to become the winner of this quiz competition, right? Okay. So far we have 6 registered. Yeah, just in your browser, go to menti.com and use the code 3138269. So you have to just wait. So we have not yet opened the quiz. Once everyone joined, we will start the session. So still it's open. Anyone can join quickly. So out of 30 participants, we have 11 already signed up. Okay.
Yes. So, dear members and the audience, I think please try to join. I think it's a golden opportunity to get a good training from about Power BI.
And also one more thing, this dashboard in a day, actually what we did yesterday and today, the first hour, it's the recorded of that previous session, which is little bit detailed than this. It's available in our YouTube channel as well, which is Gulf Bay Analytics. So it is going little bit detailed than this session because this one we had limited time, so I couldn't cover everything. But if it's anyone interested on this session, anyone they can go to our YouTube channel and check that as well.
Great. And if anyone is having any questions regarding logging into this menti.com, please put your concern in the chat box, or you can
Yeah.
raise your hand so we can unmute and we can hear the question.
Yes. So we have 13 participants registered.
So I think still we are having 13 participants.
Yes, don't give it up. Just give it a try, guys. So maybe
Yeah,
you can be you can get
please
a
log in.
chance, yeah,
Yeah,
to win this course
it will be
because
a very interesting session. So the audience, please join with this menti.com quiz portal.
yeah. So what you have to do is go to the menti.com and then use this code, which is 3138269. Okay. Any difficulties while joining to the site, guys? You can just drop us a chat. Okay, 14% has registered. The full course, what we are doing, guys, it's like running for 30 hours. 30 hours, maybe 2 months. Like if it is a weekday, twice a week, or else once a week, once in the weekend. So this course will give you a really good idea on how to learn Power BI from beginner to advanced level. You don't need to have a basic knowledge, like any prior knowledge to learn Power BI. So will be a good opportunity that I'm offering. So register and grab that opportunity, guys.
So dear members, please join to this quiz competition. It's going to be a very interesting session. And if you have any concerns, yes, as Kasun mentioned, please put that concern in your chat box so you can raise your hand so we can answer that question directly.
Okay,
I think Kasun, we will wait for a little time more. I think.
Okay, we'll start at in 2 minutes, or shall we start?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Maybe some users, they may be on the mobile. I'm not sure.
Yes, could be. Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, we'll wait for like 2 minutes till 6:40, and then we'll start. Okay.
So if anyone got logged off, please log in again. All you have to do is just to type the code and put your name, so you can enter into the quiz competition.
Yes.
I think yes. I think some are joining now. Yes.
Great. Don't miss the chance, guys. Maybe you could be the winner of this course. So
exactly.
Rather than paying 50,000 rupees, you can get this free of charge to this event. Because Power BI is in high demand now, because companies when hiring people. So maybe you are from finance, but with the core qualification, they are looking for this kind of a BI or some kind of a reporting tool, because now every companies, they are digitalizing their operations. So you have to have this kind of skill. Otherwise, it will be really hard for you to fight with the demand of the current job market.
Even I really feel I missed this quiz competition as I can't participate into this.
Yeah.
So, dear members, you have a golden opportunity. So please log in and enter into the quiz competition. Please.
Anyway, all the CA members, I will offer 20% discount, so you can get that one. And if you are based in Sri Lanka, so I have some plan for the people who are in Sri Lanka. So to offer some more discount and run a separate batch for them itself, who are based in Sri Lanka. Okay, so I think we can start it now, right?
Yes, I think yes. Anyone is having any questions on logging into this? Okay, fine. Then we will go ahead with the quiz competition. Kasun, you can actually start it. And
okay.
Yes.
So
I think the first question is going to be a trial question, right?
yes.
Yes. So, audience, you can try this question as a trial question. This will not be counted for your score.
Yeah. So you can just answer this one. So I'm ready for the competition. You can just say.
Yeah, just to be familiarized.
Yes. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, great. Okay, so I will move on to the first question.
Great.
So you'll be getting 16 seconds. Okay. In Power BI, what is the BI stands for? Okay, is it business information, business intelligence, business insider, or the business initiation? Right, you have 20 seconds, guys. So 14 seconds more. So the faster you answer, there's a high chance for you to become the winner. Okay, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, time's up. Okay, so yes, almost 15% has given the correct answer. And let's see who is running the leaderboard now. Rimsan. Okay, great. So Rimsan is currently is the fastest and on the number 1. Then we have MSM Shahir and Sajid Tera as third. Okay, we'll jump to the next question. Okay, guys, don't give up. Sajani, Hafiz, yes, try your best. Okay, yes, we'll jump to the next question then. Okay, so how many number of license types available in Power BI? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5? Okay, guys, you have 12 more seconds. Try to answer as quick as possible. So, okay, great. 3. Most of them have answered correctly. Great. So we'll see who is running the leaderboard this time. Yes, so this question, Nadis has, okay, Hafiz has become the number 1 now. So the overall, Hafiz is number 1. Then we have Sam following Nadish Lakmal. Okay, guys, great. Rimsan, you have gone down. For the next question, we'll go to the next question as well. What is the cost of Power BI Pro license per month? Okay, is it $8.99, $9.99, or $10, $20, or $15? Okay, we have 8 more seconds, 6 seconds. Okay, we'll see. Yes, most of them has given the correct answer. So the exact amount is $9.99, even though the $10 is there. Okay, so we'll see. So this question, Sajid and Nadish has answered fast, but we'll see overall. Oh, great. Nadish has come to the first position, following Sajid and Sam. Okay. We'll move to the next question, guys. Is it possible to load data from folder to Power BI? I think you know we did this already. True or false? From a folder, can we load data? Yes. If the answer is true, yes, 15 has answered correctly. Okay, great. So we'll see who is the fastest. Okay, almost everyone looks similar. Okay, well, Nadish is leading the leaderboard, and Sajid following Sajid and Sifar. Okay, I think Sifar has come to up a little bit. Great. So the next question, which language is used in Power BI desktop formulas? So is it DAX? Is it MCode, SQL, Python, R? But you should know now. So we have 9 more seconds to give the correct answer. 7, 6. Okay. Last 3 seconds. 2, 1. We'll see. Yes, it's DAX, guys. So SQL is not used in the Power BI. So in Power BI, we're using the DAX formula language to create all the formulas. Okay, great. And we'll look at the leaderboard. Let's see who answers this question. Who is the fastest? Okay, Nadish is the fastest. And currently, Nadish is leading the leaderboard. Sajid and Rimsan, again, he's coming on top. So Hafiz has gone down. Sifar has gone down, but Rimsan is again back on track. Great. Okay. We have 4 more questions. Then question number 7. Still you have a chance, guys. Don't give up. The data shaping is performed in where? Is it data model or the report view or the Power Query view or the model view or the Power BI service? What is it? Where we do all the data shaping and transformation in Power BI. Okay, you have 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, time is up. Yes, Power Query. So most of them has answered correctly. So Power Query is the place where we do all the data transformations in Power BI. Okay, we can see the result who answered this one correctly. Okay, Nadish is number 1. And we'll see what's the gap between the first is Nadish and second for 5,498. Nadish for 5,725. It's only 300 gap, and between Rimsan and Sajid, it's only 100 points gap. Okay, we'll see who's gonna answer the next one. Still, we can change the. We'll see. Will Sajid become the winner, or how to join tables horizontally in Power BI? So I talk about it today as well. Appending queries, merging queries, pivoting, unpivoting, or union queries. Not vertically, guys. This is horizontally. How to join tables horizontally. So you have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. We'll see. Yes, merging queries. So most of them has answered correctly. 6%. Okay. We'll see who has answered the question. Oh, it's Rimsan. Okay. So, and overall, oh, Rimsan has leading the leaderboard now. Nadish following Nadish and C. Kulantavilu. Oh, great. New competitor. Maybe you can be the winners. Yeah, we'll go to the, we have, I think we have 3 more questions, right? Yeah, 2 more questions. Yeah, 3 more questions, 9, 10, 11. Still, you can change the game. Which option in the Power Query used to create columns based on if and then condition, right? Is it custom column, index column, conditional column, column from example, or merge column, right? So what is the answer? That word actually came out of my mouth now. So maybe you should be able to catch it. Yes, conditional column. Okay. That's the correct answer. I think we use the conditional column to create new columns using if and then statement. So we'll see who answered the question correctly. Okay, so this time Sajid, and still who's running the leaderboard? Rimsan, and there's only 300 points gap between the second and the first person, Rimsan and the Kulantavilu. And then we'll see Sajid Pereira and in the third person. Okay, we have 2 more questions, guys. You can be the winner. Okay, still there's a competition. If you answer this question fast and correct, you can be the winner. So we have 2 more questions. So the question number 10, how to go from Power Query window to Power BI. So from Power Query to how to go to Power BI. Is it click close and load, close and apply, go to Power BI, or send to Power BI? What's the correct option? So we have used this so many times when we're doing our session. So we'll see. 3, 2, 1. Who is gonna give us the correct question answer this time? Close and apply. Yes, that's the correct answer. So 6 has given. This might change, you know, the leaderboard. We'll see who has given the. This time who has answers this fast. Oh, Sajid and Sajani. Okay. Sajani is the number 1. We'll see the overall leaderboard. Sajid has number 1 on the top. Sajan is second now. Rimsan is third. So we are going to the last question now, guys. I think this is the last question. Yes. So focus, guys, very well. Try to answer quick as possible. Also give the correct answer. So you can change this leaderboard now. Okay. So you can be the winner. So we'll start the question. Final question. What are the 3 main type of filters in Power BI? Right? Is it slicers, slicer filter, drop down filter, and list filters, or is visual level, page level, or the report level, and the direct filter, indirect filter, or drill through filter? What is it? So you have 3 more seconds, 2 seconds. We'll see who is going to be the winner. Second one is the correct answer. We'll see visual level, page level, and the report level. I think I have repeated this multiple times during this today's session as well. Okay, we'll go to the final leaderboard. So this one, we'll see who has answered. Okay, Sajid and Sajid Udyangana. Who is going to be the winner? Yes, the winner is Sajid Pereira. But Rimsan, see Kulantavellu, Sajid Udyangana, everyone, Sajid Harchandra, you guys gave a really good challenge. But finally, our winner is Sajid Pereira. So you have won the, which is 50,000 rupees worth course from Gulf BI Analytics, which will be starting on next week. We will let you know on the course starting dates.
Congratulations, Sajid, for today's being the winner of the today's quiz competition. And one of our executive member will connect you soon to get your details. So, right, and we reached to the end of the more insightful 2-day session. And our objective of this 2-day session was to give an understanding about business intelligence and financial reporting using Power BI. And we believe that we have achieved and we have delivered this goal to audience, and we have given you a perfect platform to further enhance the knowledge on Power BI, and which will help you in your work environment. Further, I want to emphasize our CA members to utilize the opportunity offered by Kasun by availing the 20% discount given on Power BI training. This is the contact details of Kasun. If anyone required to contact him regarding the Power BI training programs, you all can contact him. Kasun, I must mention our deep sense of gratitude to you for giving us this great opportunity to gain much important insights on Power BI, and we were fortunate to engage an eminent resource person like you, who is one of the experts in the area. And once again, thank you very much, Kasun, for accepting our invitation with no hesitation, irrespective of your busy schedule, and also providing valuable inputs and the friendly collaboration to the executive committee in organizing the webinar. We wish you success in all your future endeavors. Kasun, thank you very much again.
Yes. And thanks for the opportunity as well, guys, to work with the team. And also, so grab this opportunity, so get learn, because this Power BI is it's like the data now. Everyone talk about the data, so grab this opportunity and learn, enhance your career. So as if I can do something for our community as well, so that's why for the CA community I'm offering this 20% discount, as well as who is based in Sri Lanka. I'm planning to offer something for them as well with a more discounted rate. So with that one, thank you very much, Murshid, and thanks for this opportunity as well.
Yes, and also last but not least, an event like this cannot be successful with the participation. So on behalf of the executive committee, I take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to all CA members and non-CA member participants from Kuwait, Sri Lanka, GCC countries, and around the world. And we believe the webinar was really informative and beneficial for all of you, and your active participation made this event a very success. And finally, yet importantly, a big thank goes to the executive committee for organizing this webinar. We really believe that the valuable feedback from participants will help us to further improve our future events. Therefore, before wrapping up the webinar, we kindly request from all of you to just click on the link shared in the chat box and spend a couple of minutes to provide your feedback on this webinar. So thank you everyone, and we'll meet you soon with our next event. Until then, stay safe, good night, and goodbye.